I just want to say that vaccines are safe. I think there has been a lot of chatter about whether vaccines are safe or not, and I think one of the first and most important things I want to say that not only are vaccines safe, but vaccines are actually amongst the most successful, scalable, and cost-effective health investments in history. You look at vaccines from a preventive point of view, but even if you look at vaccines from an economic point of view, from a health, stress, and distress point of view, you will still find that vaccines are perhaps one of the most important investments an individual, a nation, a government, or anyone can make in health. Simply because what vaccines do is prevent disease. By preventing disease, they reduce the healthcare burden. So if you don't get the disease, there are no healthcare costs. There is no emotional distress to you and your family that you got the disease. And that's why vaccines are perhaps one of the most important investments that anyone can make as an individual in your health, as a government, as an association of professionals in the health of the nation. FOGSI is the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. We are an association of professional doctors, obstetricians and gynecologists, and we are around 43,000 members spread across 270 odd cities in this country. And today we are very proud to unveil FOGSI's comprehensive women's immunization schedule, and this schedule aims to empower them to safeguard their own health. And it not only identifies the essentials vaccines for women, but it also talks about vaccines throughout the life cycle. There is a misconception that vaccines are only important in childhood, but this is certainly not true. There are vaccines for every stage of life, and all these vaccines reduce morbidity and mortality at these stages. For example, during pregnancy, it's important that women take vaccines because it not only protects them from some diseases, but it's also protective for the child when the child is born. There is a vaccine called Tdap, for example, which protects the child against diseases for the first 3 months of after birth, because for those 3 months the child cannot receive the vaccine that is given during pregnancy. Finally, we believe that vaccine uptake is important, but it has to be done in a way which is framed with women's choice. We have to provide information, we have to provide counseling, we have to provide non-directive guidance. We have to give all the information to women so that they can make an informed decision about whether this is right for them or not. There should never be an element of coercion in this. It is all about respecting the woman's, respecting her choices, and making sure that she has the best tools at her disposal for her best life and best health. Let me just end by quoting the example of smallpox. I'm sure the younger generation may not even be aware that there was this dreadful disease called smallpox once upon a time. And if you think about it, it was in 1979 that the World Health Organization declared that the world had eradicated smallpox. Eradicated a disease which was once so dreadful that it had a very high mortality and there was no cure for it. This was possible because of vaccination. And I hope and I believe that one day smallpox will, or the story of smallpox will be reflected in cervical cancer, because one day people should scratch their brains to think about cervical cancer as something that used to exist, and it will be thanks to the vaccine that this will be possible. Thank you very much again for coming, and I also want to thank Dr. Rishikesh Pai, Dr. Patel, Priya, Nandita and Rishma for all the hard work they have put into this initiative, and hope that this initiative reaches out and protects women from all over. And we look to you, Kajal, for helping us to spread this message. Thank you very much.
This is awesome. And now is the time, the much